Hello, Froggy here, and today we'll be using a Quantum Sparrow floor breach to get into the Bay of Drowned Wishes Ascendant Challenge. We'll be setting up our Quantum Sparrow via the Strand diving board. I'll go ahead and show you that route. We'll just be flying to Devolian Mists and setting up the Quantum on that load. The floor breach technique comes courtesy of Aced. It is very handy and can be used anywhere you can bring a Quantum Sparrow. Most notably, perhaps, Aced showed that you could use it to get into the mirror dimensions on Savathun's throne world. I have to check out doing that a bit later. Anyways, here is the diving board. You just want to jump over to this rock here, and as long as the heroic public event isn't going on, you should be teleported way out of box. Of course, if you want to explore below, you could also just summon a sparrow. But we're not here for that. That little floating rock. Not here for that either. We're just going to make our way above around where the load zone to Devolian Mists would be. You can see it right down there. I'm aiming to land about on the right side of that floor there to avoid the box pull. Technically you don't need to, but I find it's just a bit more controlled if you drop down safely first. Naturally, since we're using the Quantum Sparrow, we'll need someone else to be our eyes. Luckily, we have a Henry. Hello, Henry. You just want to make your way into the box pull here, and then stick close to the left. You probably won't make it in one go, but you will have a spawn point set in the box pull, so you can just keep going. You want to stop, the rubble pile is the load. So now we just summon a sparrow, boost into the load zone, and get off. If it works, your sparrow should be frozen, floating in the air. Looks like we've got a good one. Now we're going to need Henry to act as our eyes. When I switch over to Henry's view, you'll see an eye icon in the bottom right. I'm using his screen to maneuver the sparrow. We'll be bringing the sparrow into Bay of Drowned Wishes using a hub transfer. We can do that by leaving the sparrow in the hub zone, that is the area that exists in both zones. Once we hit the load, we should be able to drag the sparrow with us. We can't just write it in, since we can't actually move the sparrow on our screen. So I'm just going to take a look at the sparrow, make sure I have ownership of it. It kind of helps to look at it as you hit the load, that way you can tell that it came with you. Since this was a public to private transition, if it didn't, the sparrow would have disappeared entirely. I just wrote it there for a moment to make sure it was still a Quantum Sparrow. Now Henry's going to go ahead and clear all the ads. It would be silly to lose the Quantum Sparrow now. Just got to bring it over to where we'll be doing the floor breach. This video brought to you by Henry Cam. Gracefully flying above you as you try to drive a sparrow. And now I just gotta get myself there and we'll be good to go. You may have noticed that I am on an Arc subclass. That's fairly rare these days, and shouldn't that shield be... Oh no! We must defend the Quantum Sparrow! It's like a mini public event. Seems you missed a spot. Alrighty then. To get this floor breach to work, you need to be riding your sparrow sideways, and it just so happens that the arc melee is a good way to do that. If you mess it up, you can use Heart of Inmost Light to get your melee back very quickly, so I'd recommend tossing that on. If you turn around in air, it slows you enough that it's much easier to get the ride prompt while doing the melee. You can see I'm on upside down here, which is easier to tell using the pointing emotes. Not what we wanted. You'll want to do this until one of your hands points directly downwards when you emote. Once you do that, just get off on the side that points down and spam crouch, and you should go right through the floor. And there we go, a floor breach. I'm sure that'll be handy for quite a few areas. Gonna swap back to lions here for the jump. The water has some weird thickness to it, which is why we couldn't just drop directly through there. Once you get about to these rocks, you should be far enough. And we're in the funnel. I am glad that we managed to figure out that all of the Ascendant challenges have one. If you get a turn back, you'll want to just tap and jump for a moment. This remains probably the most difficult Ascendant challenge to break into outside of its available week. But we can still do it in case you still need to get the Ahamkara bones here and don't want to wait. I don't remember if this is one of the ones that has the eggs active, but some of them do. Always nice to have a new way into Agonarch Abyss. I really should put together a playlist of all my videos of getting here. Anyways, I hope you're able to put that floor breach to good use, and I will catch you next time.